All right, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to a special edition of the Friday Night Comedy Factory Comedy Chat. I got two great old friends on tonight. I'm very excited. My great friend from New York City, Stacy Kendro, very funny.
Woo!
And I got Rick D'Elia. Rick, I haven't worked with him in quite a while. We started out together in the early 90s at a place called the El Torito, Norwood, Mass, and the Great Imposter Work, Rhode Island. I haven't seen him in quite a while. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing great. And those are the best memories that I have. They're still fresh in my mind. I can't remember things from last week, but I remember, because we were just beginning. It was a whole new world for us starting out in comedy. And I remember that Saturday gig. It was like on Route 1 on the Auto Mile in Norwood, right?
Yeah. And we used to have a lot of fun over there. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, it was great. J.A. Jeff Apotheker?
Yeah, he used to run that.
Yeah, and I what I remember about that is he called his stage his carpet. He goes, "You want to go up on my carpet tonight?"
That doesn't sound very clean, actually.
Yeah, I had some really good sets there and some really bad sets. We were starting out. There was a lot of guys that came in, girls. Kerry Louise, Tom Carter's wife, Kerry Louise Carter used to come, and I met Freddie Stone, and I can't remember all the guys that were there. There was a lot of guys.
Bill Burr used to come in on a regular basis. I would do it with Bill, and then Wayne Previty, who passed away a few months ago.
Poor Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, a lot of the Bob Carney and Mike Pryor, John Dave. A lot of those guys would come in.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
When is this, the 90s? You guys did this?
Early 90s, but 92 was around 92. 90, late 91, yeah, because I remember seeing all these guys. It was I think back, it's crazy. Because then Bill Burr came and did a couple of gigs for me. I remember I was joking with him when I ever talked to him. I paid him $25 to host a show at a place called Old McDonald's Chicken Farm in Swansea, Mass. I came up with the idea, Rick, all you can eat, all you can laugh, dinner comedy show. And Bill Burr was funny. You want to host for 25? Yeah, and he came and hosted. He had bushy red hair, and he was real funny. But next thing I know, he disappears, and he winds up. I'm looking up one day. He's at Comedy Central with his own special. I said, "Oh man, yeah, he's really blown up." Bill Burr.
Yeah, he was on Breaking Bad. I mean, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Well, he deserves it. He's one of those guys. Some people make it, and you wonder. Bill no one works harder than he does, and he still has that mentality and drive of a new comic that I just want to keep getting better. And, a lot of guys who've done 8 1-hour specials or 7, whatever he's done, would rest on their laurels and phone it in. But he just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, I've been doing it 29 years, the biggest night of my whole career. And I got a text one day and I'm looking, you want to open for me in New Hampshire? And I said, who's this? And I'm looking, it's Bill Burr. And he had me open for him at the Hampton Beach Casino Ballroom. And it was 2 shows, 2,000 people a show.
Wow.
All I had to do was like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
They had an LA comic host. I did like 12. Then Bill Burr went up and did an hour and 20 minutes. Both shows destroyed. He came out. He was like a rock star. They were going crazy. I said, he blew up. Unbelievable, Bill Burr, Well, it's great seeing Rick, bringing a lot of memories back. And Stacy, I met her, I don't know how long. It's going to be well over 20 years now.
I did the stupid team with my, I remember doing your show. You had that thing on, you always have these funny, it was like at a Holiday Inn or something.
Seaconk Inn. Yeah.
But it was a great show. You always got packed it in, and it'd be like
we used to get 300 people all the time.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was the good old days, man. Try to get 300 people now in a room. Forget it can happen.
This is the biggest crowd I've worked in front of in months.
I'm telling you, man. We're here. We got to talk about. Stacy calls it a vignette, right, Stace?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I don't know what you call it.
We don't know what we call it something, but it's the Albanian Assassin. It starred Rick D'Elia, Stacy Kendro, and some other great actors. I don't know all the names. You guys know the names, but they were really. I thought they were.
Greg Vaccarello from Long Island and Mike Favorman, who's actually from Boston, but he moved out to California before you went, Rick. So a long time ago. But those are the two. So everyone in it was a comic, and then there was a magician in it too.
Yeah, so. I watched it twice. I really. Now, where can they see that, Stace? They want to see that.
So you go on my YouTube channel. So Stacy Kendro. And it's called, did I write it down? It's called Vegas Part 1 Maru. There's only 3 of them. So one's called the Mick, one's called Trip to the Bronx, and then there's the Vegas one. So I've written about 10 of them, and I've shot 3. So this one I knew when I was writing it that I was gonna go to Vegas. I wrote it with these guys in mind, because Mike Favorman and Rick, and all 3 of them live in Vegas.
Yeah.
So so it ended up like, it was a lot of like kismet too, because the first couple nights I was in Vegas, I was there for New Year's Eve, and then I was there for a show with Mike Favorman. And in the audience, the owner was in the audience of this big venue downtown, and this magician was there with his girlfriend and another dancer. And we talked to them after the show or whatever. And then he gave me his card. And the next night I was like, oh my God, I should ask him to be the magician in the thing. So
that's cool. That's how it all got started. Huh?
That's how I got him. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked all you guys. What's that?
What?
He's very big. Like he's very well known. He's a regular on that show Pawn Stars, and he was on the Penn and Teller show.
He was on the Penn and Teller, yep.
And America's Got Talent, I believe. And yeah, he has some very impressive credits. He has a fantastic show too. Murray the Magician. Wow. So that was serendipitous that we were able to get one of the best magicians out there to play the magician.
Yeah, I watched it twice. I enjoyed it. Everybody did a great job. I like that club owner when his hair was all over the place and he's telling you guys to basically get the hell out of here. And then the guy comes in with the bat. And it was really cool. I watched it a couple of times. Stacy's always the Albanian Assassin. I should have got you to take my 2 ex-wives out, Stacy.
I know, I would have done it too, no problem. Usually ex-husbands that I go after, but I'll do an ex-wife. Why not?
I would have paid you good, but it's too late now.
Do an ex-wife.
So, Rick, have you ever directed anything at all? Or
yeah. I had a TV show on the CW network in all of Northern Nevada and California for about 6 years, and we did. Wow. I want to say we did like 20 or 30 episodes a year, and so I directed every one of those, and then. I mean, nothing official, you know what I mean? Like you can't go to Netflix and see a movie that I've directed, but I've directed a lot of, and we'll go with the word vignette because it makes it sound more artsy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, sure.
It's better than skit or piece, right? So I've probably directed hundreds of vignettes. I still don't know what I'm doing. I have a better ear than an eye, and like Stacy's was a lot of fun. But the difficulty is it was like Stacy mentioned, it was all on the fly. We showed up at the location. We only had a certain amount of time, and we're like, okay, I guess we could shoot something here, and we'll go in this corner. And it's not like we had time to block it and rehearse everything and get the perfect camera angles. It was just guerrilla style, literally.
It came together really well. How did you find these locations in these times of COVID? I mean, was it hot? Did you just come upon them, or you said, let's go here, let's go there? Or?
Well, this one, so what was great about this is, like I said, I did the show, and it's this place called Notoriety Theater. It's downtown, but it's a huge complex. When you walk in, there's like a big stage and a bar, like a showroom, but then there's like this backstage area. And then if you go down the hallway, there's 3 or 4 other theaters. So we didn't make use of those, but we had access basically. So the owner, because he was there that night and Mike Favorman books the comedy show there, he asked the owner if we could use it during the day to shoot. So that was also serendipitous. So we got that space. Yeah, when we got there, it's like there was a bar, there was chairs and tables. Backstage, there was like puffy chairs and like another whole backstage area. So we had a lot to choose from. But yeah, it was definitely guerrilla shooting. But that's how we got that. And I didn't know where we were going to shoot. I was thinking maybe in the casino, but like they don't like that. They don't want you to be shooting stuff in the casino. Right. Yeah. So
it came out good. I mean, for the locations that you had there, it came out good.
Oh, it was, again, I keep using that word serendipitous, and that's exactly what it was, because when Stacy got out there, we had no idea what we were going to do. We were going to shoot some stuff in the car, maybe my condo. We literally didn't know. And then Mike Favorman really came through with that location at Notoriety. And gee, you could shoot anything there. If we had more time, we could have shot a whole series, for crying out loud. But no, it was great. It was very, very lucky, very fortunate.
Now, how long did it take you to? I know it's a short as a vignette, but how much did it take you to film it all and put it all? How much work was involved? How long? Like when you started that, did you do it in one day or?
Yeah, we shot in one day, but then the editing is what takes, I think, the longest. And it's not like we have anything fancy like post-production. Like I can't like do sound and Foley and all this other stuff because it's iMovie on the iPhone. So
on an iPhone 6. On an iPhone 6, let's be clear.
It's like an XS, an iPhone X something, but which I think is a 6. I don't know what the fuck it is, but yeah. Yeah, it's I've heard from other people that like the iPhone camera is really good. I mean, I am going to start using a camera guy, but then it's going to be a whole other thing about editing and trying to edit on the laptop. I've been editing on the phone, which is kind of insane, but for a 5-minute thing, you can do it. But the editing takes a long time.
Yeah.
But like, so for directing, like Rick was good at setting up. So we do one scene. So we shot, what would we shoot? We got there at like 1 and we shot till about 7 or something like that.
Yeah, it was. And then, so every scene we would do, 2 or 3 or 4 times, and we try some different angles. And then the best takes were always towards the end, because once we kind of gelled with each other, I mean, because that was our rehearsal. Our rehearsal was literally on set. So,
wow.
And so we would do a handful of takes. And then once we felt we got it, we would just, rush right out and to the next thing. So it really was just,
that's cool.
Going quick. Yeah.
On the fly, Stacy.
It was. It's like, but what's hard too is like you have all these different takes, but you might say when you're in the middle of editing, you might go, oh, this is the best angle to answer that shot, but then it's not the best take. So you have to sort of negotiate with yourself what works the best, and you fix the scene and then you fuck it up again and then you fix it again. But I sort of like that part of it. It's so OCD, but I sort of like it. But I had a lot to work with because everybody was really good. I mean, like Vaccarello needed no direction at all. He was like perfectly at home with the bat threatening a guy.
I mean, I worked in a prison, Rick, for 36 years. I seen a guy with the bat. He looked real to me when he was ready. I said, this guy's for real, man. I thought you got him out of the prison or something, man. He played the part good,
It's a bummer. Stacy ordered a prop gun, and it didn't get there until the next day, the day after we shot. So, there's mention of the gun in the script, and, it certainly would have given it a little more appeal, but we didn't have the gun. I happen to have that baseball bat, It's an old Manny Ramirez Louisville Slugger. It was just a souvenir bat. And so we're like, all right, we'll take that. And it probably worked out better because for comedic purposes, Greg with the bat, and he was riffing some of those lines, You ever been to Louisville? Yeah.
That was really good when he said that.
Yeah. Great pizza, or good people, bad food, or whatever he said.
Yeah.
He was riffing. He was using the bat as a prop. So that worked out well also.
Yeah. That was a good, the club owner, what was his name? The guy that was sitting in a chair with hair all.
That's Mike Favorman. And
I thought he did a good job too. He was
he was great. He
was spot on with a picture of the club owner saying, "Get the hell out of here." He's telling you, he was right on. I've had that happen to me before. So.
Oh,
we've all had something happen in this business.
Of course we've have. Yeah. Well, we all worked for Billy Downs, so.
No money Downs.
I never worked. I heard a lot about him, but I never worked for him. Believe it. I don't know how I never worked for him, but it just didn't wind up happening.
Right.
I heard stories.
We didn't have any lighting either, which was kind of a bummer. So we had to just use natural light. Like there was one shot that Stacy and I are walking down a hallway, and through the iPhone, it actually looked like it was lit really, really well. But then when you looked at the footage afterwards, it was darker than than it should have been. If we had some kind of cool cool. You know, I think on that scene, Greg Vaccarello had his iPhone light, and he was just kind of holding it. So,
Oh. And then you can hear Favorman breathing into my phone. I could have killed him. Oh my God. He's holding the phone.
Too, so.
Yeah, he must have some kind of.
Hey, how did you come up with the idea for the Albanian Assassin, Stace? How did you?
Well, I don't really know. How did I come up with that? I just was started because of the pandemic. I just started making selfie videos, just goofy ones. One of them, I'm just cooking. We call it Ngasa in Albanian. It's spinach pie. It shows me at the store getting pissed off, and then I shoot myself in the kitchen while I'm cooking, and that one's kind of cute. I think, you know, some of them are shorter, but that's how I was getting used to editing and like sort of what works and what doesn't work. And then it just sort of became more narrative. Like, and I wanted to. Me and my buddy Rich Carucci in Jersey, we were going to my storage place. I'm like, let's shoot a fucking, we're gangsters and shit. And I sort of wrote it out, but like it was the most simple dialogue ever. Like we, you know, we're gonna take them out. Yeah, we're gonna fucking take them out. But we sort of that one we like riffed a little more. But then after that one's called Trip to the Bronx. I wrote a second one, and there's more characters. The Mick is like the boss, and we shot it at the strip club that we do comedy at every Saturday in Jersey. So that was another one. It's like the location dictates a lot of it, because we're already there for a show, and my buddy knows the owner, so we go there a little early and shoot. So anyway, then I just started writing scripts, like straight scripts, and then I knew I was going to Vegas, so that's how it kind of just evolved from the pandemic, and you know.
Yeah, the pandemic has definitely changed. If you ever told me a year ago I'd be doing Zoom on
I know.
chats on Zoom, I would have said you're out of your mind. What are you talking about?
I know. I was trying to get you to do my Zoom, and you're like, Zoom what? I'm not doing that. I'm like, yes, you have to do it.
Rick, this comedian, Bo Applegate, it took them literally, I was first trying to go Facebook Live and Zoom at the same time, and it wasn't working. And then I wound up buying a new internet that called a Gigablast, a better internet. Then I got a new laptop. I was still getting thrown off. My friend said, look, just go on Zoom, record it, and then you can put it on YouTube channel, Facebook. So it's worked out better, because I don't know why the Facebook Live, for some reason, I could do just Facebook Live, but to do Zoom and Facebook Live at the same time, we couldn't make it work. I don't know why. I'm not good with this stuff, Rick.
Oh, I'm not either. I had to ask Stacy how to log in today just for this thing.
Yeah.
I think my buddy does. He does Instagram Live, but he shoots a Zoom like this using Instagram Live, and then he streams it on Twitch. That's how he gets it live. I mean, it's more complicated than my brain can deal with.
I have Instagram, but I don't even know how to put pictures on. I got to get my daughter to show me something. I have no idea how to use Instagram. I don't know about you guys, but
you got to do it on your phone. You can only upload pictures from your phone. You can't do it on a laptop, I think.
I don't know, but you go to the kids, because between Twitch and TikTok and all the stuff that they do, they know how to do all this stuff. This is right in their wheelhouse.
You do any of that stuff, Rick? TikTok or any of that stuff?
No, not at all. You know, it's interesting though. One of the kids found a random clip on TikTok. And I showed Stacy. There was some girl who found one of my bits from the Laugh Factory on Instagram. And she, I guess on TikTok, they mimic, or I don't even know what you call it. So
yeah. So she was what would you call that? Lip syncing? Lip syncing.
Lip syncing. She lip synced. Lip sync. I don't know. She mimicked a bit that I did. I mean, note for note, beat for beat. I was blown away. I was absolutely impressed and flattered, and she did it way better than I did. It looked hysterical for this young teenage girl to be doing a bit of mine. I don't know how she found it, where she stumbled upon it, but was wild. I didn't have any idea, but one of the kids found it, and then they thought I was cool. Nothing that I've done made any bit of difference. They didn't even think it was, because I've opened up for Bill Burr a bunch of times, and they didn't even think that was cool until they found out he was on Mandalorian.
Oh
And
yeah,
then all
yeah.
of a sudden, okay, so now that and TikTok, I'm a rock star in the house.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my
You kidding?
gosh.
I was happy doing it once, man. You opened for him a bunch of times. That's cool, Rick.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a great guy.
Oh,
Bill, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always been a good guy. He goes out there, man. He goes on those rants. He goes on, and he goes off, man.
It's just it's amazing. He just has this. I don't want to say that he doesn't care, because of course you care about your performance, but he doesn't take anything personal. He's not afraid to go anywhere. So when I say he doesn't care, he just he's so natural. It's just like he's talking and going off about something.
He's got that valve open. So he's got a lot of outlets. Like he's got a podcast and this and that, and the stuff that's happening for him is like matching his volume that wants to come out.
Look what's happened this year. Like for most comics, the pandemic has really hurt a lot of us. Bill Burr was in The King of Staten Island. He was awesome in that movie. Awesome.
Yes.
Oh, I have to see
and then
that.
he hosted Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
I mean, he just did things this year that were just like, my God, you know what I mean? Here we are with no gigs, hardly at all, nothing going on, and doing Zooms. And Bill Burr's like, he's had a great year, considering,
he has a new hour ready to go for yet another.
That's incredible. It's incredible.
It actually makes you feel bad, because I certainly went through a woe is me. What am I going to do this year? All my work is canceled. I can get back into drinking. I used to be really good at that. And then you see someone like Bill Burr, who just, didn't miss a beat, just kept going and going and going. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've seen him in a lot of different stuff, but The King of Staten Island, it was a really big role.
Yeah.
You guys have you seen it yet?
I think he stole the show. Personally, no disrespect to Pete Davidson or anyone else. And I'm trying not to be biased, because I'm friends with him, but I thought he was the best part of the movie.
I'd say he stole the.
And Apatow wrote it, right?
Yeah. It was excellent.
And he's going toe to toe with an Academy Award winner, Marissa Tomei, and he's holding his own and sometimes stealing the scene with.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fantastic, man.
Yeah, there's no telling what movies he'll have down the road because of that. Yeah. That one, I think he's gonna really do more movies, and we're doing Zooms, Rick. we're trying to figure out TikTok.
I just hope a year from now we're not in a position where we're going, man, I would kill to do a Zoom again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hopefully it gets better and not worse. I mean,
they took Zoom away from us. The dictators. After the flying pterodactyls ate half the population, they took Zoom away.
The Albanian Assassin. So what else you want to talk about, guys?
I would say, let me interject real quick. When you ask her where she came up with the Albanian Assassin, I know Stacy as long as you, John. She looked in the mirror. She looked in the mirror and she goes, I got to just film this, because she's Albanian and at times can go to a very dark place and makes a lot of wonderful jokes. I mean, very, very funny, but a lot of dark humor about killing ex-wives, ex-husbands type of thing. So when she first told me about it, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's you.
I know, it's sort of weird. It's like
and it's a great title. It really is a good concept.
It was my Twitter handle for like years, but I think it just like, with the pandemic too, there's nowhere to go on stage and like let it out, so it just came out this way. So because a lot of people are like, I don't mind the pandemic. I'm making more money than I used to make. Some people like are doing okay, I'm not one of those people because I'm really social and I don't go out to do shows. I mean, I do some, but not that many. I do the strip club, but aside from that, like I was going crazy kind of. So that's how it came about, really. But plus, and I'd want to murder people on a regular basis.
Crazy things.
So when you worked at the strip club, did you dance under the name Albanian Assassin, or did you just go?
That's where the money is, Stace.
The irony isn't lost on me. I'm like, now I'm almost 50. I look at this damn pole, like I don't know how they get up there. My shoulder hurts. Like, I mean, listen, that ship has sailed. You know what I'm saying?
You're still there, Stace.
I should have done it a long time ago. I was too much of a feminist. I was an asshole. I was reading Gloria Steinem when I was like 19. You know what I mean? I was no way I would have stripped. Now I would have, but yeah, why not? Get a little wax and what the fuck? Who cares? But it's too late.
It's too late. I think if they introduced the Albanian Assassin, you came on, I think you'd do all right. What do you think,
I
Rick?
come out, they're like burlesque. I'll just come out with a gun in my hand and start fucking, I don't know what.
You're crazy. So what's going on at Vegas, Rick? What's going on out there? Nothing.
You know, I've done a handful of shows here and there. There's
it's not nothing. You're doing Laugh Factory. You're doing stuff.
Yeah, there's a handful of clubs that are open. Jokesters, Delirious, the Laugh Factory, LA Comedy Club is open, and Brad Garrett's are open. But there are a reduced amount of shows, reduced amount of money. You can only have a certain amount of people in the room, and they have to be very socially distanced apart. Yeah. So with that said, and still so many comedy clubs around the country closed down, there's the same amount of comedians out there. So now you have, you know, so much more competition. So they're spacing it out more. Whereas you know, I used to work every single week. I never had, the only time I had weeks off is when I took them off. And now I just did 2 weeks in January, and now I'm waiting for March to roll around where I have another week booked. And
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. No one could have, like you said, there's too many comics, and there's not going to be enough work.
Yeah,
you know, for a while till things start coming back, which, you know, I don't know when that's going to be. I mean, I think there'll be more later this year, and the next year I think we'll get better. Probably start getting better. You know.
Yeah, I hope so. But you know, so I really got into astronomy. I took my stimulus check, which I forgot that it was even coming. Like it was 3 months before I got it, so I just thought I wasn't going to get one. And somehow it magically appeared, and I was like, you know what? I've always wanted a telescope, so I bought a couple telescopes and binoculars, and I've become a total star gazing nerd. And then with the homeschooling, I thought, oh, this will be fun. You know, I can do a crossword puzzle, a New York Times crossword puzzle, and pretty much in one sitting without cheating. I'm wicked smart. And then I can't do 5th grade math. I literally, I have to cheat. I have to use the calculator. And plus the language that they use. John, I know your kids are grown up now. And Stacy, I don't know if you've ever had experience with doing any of the homeschooling, but they call it the new math. They don't just say what is 27 divided by 9. No, it's like find the quotient of the mixed numerals. Or your you know, they put it in kind of language, and I'm like, what the fuck is a quotient? Quotient just means answer. What's the answer? And so I'm like, why do they overcomplicate things? And and the fact that you have to show your work makes it difficult, because I can look up stuff on the calculator for Carter, but then we have to reverse engineer it and kind of get there. And I realized I'm really dumb. I am really dumb. Honestly, he had this history thing, and he goes, what are the 3 branches of government? And I'm like, it's like Democrat, Republican, and those people who voted for Kanye. I don't know, like, what's the third? But it's like legislative, judicial, and another one.
How old are the kids, Rick?
8 and 11, and there's a 13-year-old. But because she's 13, you know, we may see each other in the hallway occasionally, and just kind of. She's 13, so you know, they're in their own world at that age. But yeah, the homeschooling, it honestly, it's been challenging, but it's been fun at the same time. The 8-year-old's work is really easy, and so, you know, we kind of have fun with that. So I don't know. I feel like I'm being kind of productive still, even though I'm not doing anything in the creative world as much as I was before. You know.
Well, I got the next one written, so I should send it to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna shoot it. We're gonna shoot it this year, maybe in May.
You're gonna go to Vegas?
Yeah, we're gonna have Vaccarello. We'll have the same crew. What do you think about that?
That sounds good.
I'm gonna be back in Massachusetts for about 8 days in May, so I'll have to see.
Well, maybe it won't be May, but you know what? We'll talk about it. Yeah, it's already written.
Good.
I love doing that.
What's the title of the next one going to be? The Albanian Assassin.
This one's going to be called Kitten, because we're looking for a stripper, and her name is Kitten.
Kitten?
Yeah.
That sounds like a cool name for a stripper.
And she's a part of the show Crazy Tarts.
Crazy Tarts.
And it's at the Four Peens casino. Just like, I just have fun writing these things.
I'd be happy to help out with the casting process for that one. If they want to come audition. I mean, I'm married now. I can only look, but so I could be unbiased with the strippers.
I'm on my third marriage, Rick. Was it this your
really?
first marriage? I married once. That didn't work out. Then I married again. That didn't work out. And then we wound up getting remarried years later.
Wow.
So I got my second wife and my third wife, the same girl.
Oh, okay. Hey,
it's a long story, Rick. It's a long story. But that would be another episode. We'd have to talk about. So how many times you? Was this your first marriage? Or
Stacy, didn't you do that?
All right, we don't have to talk about it.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
I love talking about the divorces.
That's funny.
Oh man. So we got married in Vegas in November, and it was one of those elopement packages. We didn't go to one of those wedding chapel places. We went out to Red Rock Canyon, and it was I think there was 10 people there total because of COVID.
Wow.
We couldn't, so it was very limited, but it was beautiful. It was a beautiful location, and the kids were there. My sister, nephew, and some good friends of mine, a couple good friends, and
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was something positive out of this otherwise just piece of shit year,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And
you met a good one finally.
I do. I mean, not only do we get along great, she has a wonderful job and health insurance. So I'm no dummy.
That's nice, Rick. You're smart.
No.
So what else? Anything else you want to talk about, Stace, Rick? Anything else?
Let's talk about our boy Tom Brady going back to the Super Bowl this Sunday.
I think he's gonna. I have to say, never cone him out.
No,
I think he's gonna win it.
I certainly hope so. I hope so. It's a Herculean task. Mahomes, and you got Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Those guys are just so hard to stop. But it's amazing. Patriots fans were kind of split down the middle.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, screw Tom Brady for leaving, but he didn't want to leave. He would have stayed. Belichick didn't want him. And I'm still first and foremost diehard Patriots fan.
Yeah, me too. On the same thing.
Yeah, I couldn't wish ill will on a guy that brought us to the Super Bowl, 9 times, gave us 6 wins. I mean, brought more happiness to the fans in New England than any fans deserve in that short period of time. So I wish him nothing. And the fact that he's 43 and he's still putting up numbers like a rookie. I mean, it's remarkable. So I would love to see him win on Sunday.
I just have a feeling you can't never count Tom Brady out, man. I can just see him driving at the end of the game and winning it. I just feel it.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope you're
I've been
right.
watching the Buccaneers because I'm like, I don't want to. First of all, I don't watch that much football, but like if I'm gonna watch a game, I want to watch the Bucks. You know what I mean? And my boyfriend Aaron Rodgers. So I watch. That's who I watch. I mean, I'm not watching. The Patriots. I don't know. Anyway, it's like without time. So I think a lot of Patriots fans watch the Bucks because
Yeah.
I met Tom Brady when he was a rookie. He was a nobody.
Wow.
He came to a jewelry store in Warwick, Rhode Island, and my son was about 9 years old. Took him there. We waited in the line. There's a line, but not like massive. You never see Tom Brady in a jewelry store now.
Oh
He's
no,
in a small jewelry store, and I got up to him, my son. And back then we didn't have cameras on the phone. I didn't think of bringing a camera. Who's Tom Brady? He was like nobody. He was nobody then. And I shook his hand. My son shook his hand. He signed a little football for him. Talked to him for like a quick minute. He was really cool. And that's it. I regret to this day that I didn't take a picture of my son with Tom Brady. because I would like anything now. My son's a little kid. I have a picture with him and Brady. He winds up being the greatest football player of all time. Greatest player.
Yeah.
And me, dummy, your dad, I don't take a picture. I feel like a complete, you know what I mean? Another funny story, Carlton Fisk. I love the Red Sox.
Pudge.
Yeah, I took my son, he came to college in Warwick signing autographs. So my son was a little kid, go up to him and Carlton Fisk says, where you from, son? My son gives our address. Instead of saying, I'm from Providence, Rhode Island, or whatever, he gives the home address. Carlton Fisk was laughing. He was laughing. He gives the street address, the zip code. Carlton Fisk, that was funny, man.
Yeah, John, one of my favorite memories in my entire life was Game 6 of the '75 World Series. So must have been 7 or 8 years old, and my dad let me stay up way past my bedtime to watch that. And that was the game where he hit that dinger in the I think it was the 12th inning where he was willing the ball, and it hit the foul pole. And we were yelling and screaming, and my mom was upstairs yelling and screaming at my dad, for keeping me up that late and hearing curse words and whatnot. Yeah. But it was just a wonderful memory to stay up way past your bedtime and to watch the Red Sox, who would eventually
that must have happened all over the wing, because my father and me were in the living room too, and we were going nuts when he did that. That was like probably the most amazing home run we've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Being the 6th inning of the World Series and like that, and the way he willed that to be fair, it was like phenomenal. Yeah,
goosebumps, man! I get goosebumps now.
Yeah.
And you know what's remarkable is your whole life you remember that shot in slow motion, but if you go back and watch it, it was really quick. He hits it and he just does this like twice, and boom, it's a home run. But in our memory, it just was so slow, It was like 2 seconds. It was really like a 2-second,
Yeah, they should have won. They talk about blunders in sports, Stacy, right? That managers make. No one's ever said it was the 7th game of the World Series, the 9th inning, and Darrell Johnson was the manager, and he puts in Jim Burton, who was a rookie pitcher. It's the 7th game of the World Series, 9th inning, tie game. You put in a good pitcher. He puts in Jim Burton. He was a rookie. Of course, he gives up a run. I mean, to this day, I've never heard anybody say Darrell Johnson was a bum. That was a bum move. I thought that was a bad move. And no one talks about it. You never. After that, I never heard anybody say anything about that.
You know who did? Bill Lee. Do you remember Bill?
I met Bill Lee. He was really cool.
Yeah. I wrote a book a million years ago, and he wrote the foreword to the book. And in one of Bill's books that he wrote himself, he mentioned that managing blunder. And you're right. No, hardly anyone talked about it, but there was some tension on the team, and Bill Lee was like, the 9th inning, you throw in your best guns. Put me in. Put Louis Tiant in. I think Louis might have started that game. Put someone else in, and he was very pissed and felt that was mismanaged. But
in 1995, I know you don't want to talk a lot of sports days, but I went to.
I know some shit.
Yeah, they had a 20-year reunion dinner, the Red Sox '75 team, and it was full room. It wasn't like it was only a couple hundred people. And Louis Tiant was there, Rico Petrocelli, Carlton Fisk, Bernie Cabo, Louis Tiant, Bill Lee. And I was able to go up to the table after, and you could talk to him and sign autograph pictures. And Bill Lee got up and talked. And if anybody could do stand-up in professional sports, Bill Lee, he had that place rocking. They were laughing. He's a baseball pitcher. He called the Spaceman. That was his nickname, right? The Spaceman.
Oh, yeah.
He blew the room away. He blew the room. He destroyed. And I can never forget that. Everybody was dying laughing.
Oh, yeah. He was hilarious. He was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. He was great. I met him twice. He was a great guy. He really seems like a great guy.
Johnny, I miss doing your shows, man. You used to have that show. He used to have a bunch of shows, Ricky, after you left, like in Federal Hill at like Bon Ami, or what was it called?
Via Roma.
Yeah, Via Roma. Yeah.
I did a lot of Italian restaurants and Chinese restaurants. We did a lot of. Because I like to eat, Rick. I got into dinner comedy shows. Yeah. So people come and have a couple of drinks, have dinner, see a show. That's what I became known for, doing the dinner shows.
So
And
they
man,
were so good because people don't get too like busted up drunk because they have dinner and it's like a longer evening and they're there for the comedy. They're not. It's yeah, man. I've
one
had
place I
great-
was doing this Italian restaurant. We did 4 shows a year, 200 people a show. It was awesome. What a room. It was unbelievable. The pandemic hit. The last show we did there was February 28th, sold out. It was awesome room, awesome owners. They always took care of the comedians and, you know, help yourself to the buffet line, you and your wife, and great it's people, you know. And unfortunately, I went and saw him, and it was around September. He said, I'm gonna probably be closed by October. And then November 22nd, he had a Facebook post. They closed. So this pandemic is really it's done a number on the comedy scene because we don't know what's going to be left. Like guys like me that did the local scene in Rhode Island and Mass, they had different rooms. Like, I don't know what's going to be left because who knows what's going to close, or, you know, I mean, some of the places I did, right now they're only doing takeout. They're not even open yet.
Right.
You know,
And so it's hard to like book stuff. It's hard to plan for the future when you don't know
so
if stuff's gonna be
right.
open.
That's what drives me nuts more than anything, because I'm a booker and a comedian, but I would plan like November and December. I'd be planning next year. So I'd go into a restaurant and say, oh, here's the dates I want next year, you know, every 2 months, or this place every month. And I go in, I get all the dates. So when this January came, I had a bunch of dates already locked in. Then I pick up other stuff. So I had a system. My system I thought was foolproof, but I didn't think of a pandemic.
Yeah.
And now, like, and what's driving me really nuts is I'm a planner too. I was really good at, I'd look at the calendar. All right, Columbus Day, we'll do a show on a Sunday at this place. You know, I put a lot into it, and now you can't plan anything now.
I know. That's the worst part about it. It you know, again, hindsight is always 2020. I know a lot of comedians did not have a plan B, and I was one of them. I just
Me
thought
too.
I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life, and I love it, and I don't want to do anything else. I don't care if I'm ever famous. I make a comfortable living, and then all of a sudden you lose your job, and I'm like, I have zero skills. Like I you know what I mean? I'm too cynical and sarcastic to be a Walmart greeter. I don't, you know, I used to sell weed. I was really good at that, but now it's legal. You know, there's not a high demand, you know, I don't know what I would do. I have no backup plan. I have no plan B. So.
Maybe you should learn how to make like CBD suppositories, you know, get kind of a staff.
Okay, Stacy, bend over.
Yeah, you can make them, Rick, and then the Albanian Assassin will put them in.
Yeah, there you go.
With a gun.
There's a suppository with a gun. You're crazy. He's nuts. Stacy's been crazy as long as I know her. Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I call her my baby sister in comedy, Stacy Kendro.
Yeah, I say, yeah, my baby sister. Yeah, he did Dangerfields. Oh my God, if you saw Dangerfields right now, there's like a for lease sign on like the awning, you know, the overhang. It's so sad.
I did that place 3 times, and I went over to the Greenwich Village Comedy Club, and I think I did Gotham. Yeah, one night Gotham. I was so excited to go out there, and now they had Dangerfield's closed, and I did the Friars Club. I happened to meet a comedian, Tammy Pescatelli, and I worked with her at a show in Connecticut, and then she had told me she's doing like an Italian themed show at the Friars Club, and then I did that show. That was a thrill too, you know.
She's great. I work with her
she's
too.
really good.
She's so cute.
Chloe,
how old are
right?
you? 7? Okay.
7. Oh, I said 8 earlier.
He said 8. He doesn't even know how old you are. He's telling us 8 years old. When you're going to be 8 years old?
When's your birthday, Chloe?
November 21st.
When is it?
November 21st.
November 21st. Wow.
At the wedding this past November, one of my friends was talking to Chloe, Derek Richards, and then Kathleen Dunbar. I think you know her, Stacy.
Yeah, I know Derek too.
Stacy says to Derek, "Hey, stay away from her. She's way too young for you."
Oh, funny.
and Derek says, "How old are you?" And she says, "I'm 6, but I'm going to be 7 on Saturday." And he goes, "Oh yeah? What are you doing Sunday?"
That's funny. You got any jokes, Chloe? You know any jokes?
Yeah, tell her. She tells me jokes all the time.
Tell us a joke.
She's getting camera shy now. See,
Just do a reminder of one that she knows. Does she know? Remind her of one.
well, she does knock jokes all the time. Come on, just okay.
No, you don't want to do it, Chloe.
Next time.
Next time.
No pressure. No pressure.
Have some ready. Next time we'll have you do it.
What's your pet? What do you have? A dog or a cat?
Both.
You have both? Can you bring the cat over?
No.
Did
Aw.
you just say knock knock? Did
No.
you say knock knock? I thought I heard you say knock knock. No.
Yeah, I'm allergic to cats, so we can't have the cats in here.
All right. So we don't. Do you want to bring the dog over? It's not as exciting.
I mean, we can. I mean,
I'll got the dog.
are we that out of material? We're gonna do stupid pet tricks.
Someday you're gonna look back on this, Rick, and say, "I remember when it was a pandemic. We had to bring the dog in. We were out of material." we covered the 90s to 2020.
Oh, he's
now
cute.
the dog comes in.
That's funny. Oh, we out of material.
Honey, come here. Up.
What kind of dog is it?
Oh,
Beautiful.
oh, he's cutie pie.
Beautiful.
It's a girl, Penny. Here's I can probably tell a joke because I don't think she would get it anyway. But here's why my wife has such a wonderful dark sense of humor. Also, not a lot of girls would have laughed at this. We were fooling around one day, and the dog comes bursting in the room and doesn't jump on the bed, but puts her paws up on the side of the bed and is going right. And I look at the dog. I go, Penny, wait your turn.
Oh,
That's
God.
great.
And my wife laughed. She laughed. So I was like, all right, that's a keeper. That's
That's awesome, Rick. Hey, it's been great seeing you guys.
yeah.
Knock, knock,
Yeah.
kill.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
Not you say not. Who's there?
There.
Interrupting gal.
Interrupting cow. Who? Oh, that was a good one.
That was good.
You said interrupting gal who?
You're gonna be on a Tonight Show before it's over. Chloe.
The other night she dissected that joke at the dinner table. She's like, my favorite part of that is because the cow always interrupts.
I always telegraph jokes too. Don't worry, honey. I do the same thing.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
great.
John, it was fantastic seeing you, and I'd be more than happy to Zoom with you anytime.
Yeah, definitely. I want to.
He does them every
I gotta,
night, so he
Yeah, I
does them
do a
every
lot
night.
of them. I do. I got a great friend of mine out of Vegas, Tim Sullivan. He did comedy a little bit. You might remember. He used to help me run The Great Imposter back in the early 90s.
Sure.
Tim Sullivan.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
remember him? He was a
I
good,
do.
great guy. Well, he moved out to Vegas. He works in a hotel out there. He does taxes. But I've been talking to him. He's been out there quite a few years. I was going to try to go out there and do a few open mics just to go out there. That's a dream of mine, just to go out there, just even do some open mics, just
Sure.
to get on stage in Vegas, So maybe I'll see you sometime out there. Who
Yeah,
knows?
that'd be great. We'll plan it. Come out when Stacy's coming out, and you can be in the Albanian Assassin.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I know
Yeah.
you'd be perfect for that. You can
I gotta
also
wait
maybe-
till I get the vaccine and everything's a little safer though, because my wife had a double lung transplant, Rick, about 8 years ago. So she's her immune system, she's gotta get the shot soon, I hope. But I gotta be careful right now, Once we get the vaccines and things are better, then I'll be able to. My dream of mine has been to go to Vegas,
Well, let's
Oh,
work
yeah,
it
yeah.
out. Make sure you ask both of us about it, because we'll get you like a spot, a guest set or MC.
Yeah,
we'll get you
I go
something.
out there and do a few guest spots or open mics.
Yeah.
I just want to go out there and have fun, and see Vegas,
Favorite
Well,
has that awesome room at Notoriety. Maybe
Yeah.
we can come up with that.
Yeah, we'll get you a guest, at least a guest set, or maybe hosting there. We'll take care. I'll take care of my
Guest set
my
would
big
be
brothers.
cool. If I go out there and had a couple of guest sets, that'd be in heaven, Just
All
to
right, well
see
let's
Vegas.
plan it. I'm gonna send the script to you, Rick.
Okay.
But,
And so if people want to go on the thing, if they're still listening, you can go on my Twitter. On top of my Twitter will be tweets about with a link right to the webisode. I also call it a webisode, vignette, webisode. Maybe I'm gonna like piece them all together and make a pilot. Who knows? But go on my if you do Albanian Assassin or Stacy Kendro on Twitter, you'll get me. And my YouTube is Stacy Kendro, no E in Stacy. And nice to see you, Chloe.
Say bye.
Nice to meet you, Chloe.
Say thank you and bye.
Can you see my cartwheel?
Yeah, go ahead, show
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, go ahead. Wow.
Oh, that was a good one.
You need it.
Nice.
Okay.
Pretty awesome, huh?
If I did
Yeah,
a
pretty good.
cartwheel, I'm on the second floor on a colonial. If I did a cartwheel, I'd be in the basement. I weigh 300 pounds, Chloe. If I did a cartwheel, I'd be in the basement, in the cement.
Well, we're not going to be able to follow that. There's no way we can follow. That's the perfect way to close the show,
I
right?
know.
Yeah.
All right,
Rick,
well,
it was
good to see you
great
guys.
seeing you. Nice meeting you, Chloe, again. We'll do it again, Rick. We'll have you on again.
Absolutely. Love to.
Bye.
Definitely get through this pandemic together. Stace, as always, my baby sister, we love you.
Great to see you, Johnny. You're the best. Love you.